What's up, Rich Squad? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Dominic Rich, and as you can tell from the title, I'm bringing to you my 2019 Copa America predictions. And I think I chose the right time to do the predictions when the UEFA Nations League is over, when most of the news and most of the build-up has already happened. Now I could finally make my predictions. I'm settled on whatever predictions I give. Remember, it's only my opinion, so don't get too pissed off if I predict your country to get knocked out in the group phase or not to win it if you think they're gonna win it. But guys, grab a favorite beverage and a snack, sit back, relax, and enjoy. And I also want you to share your predictions in the comment section down below. Also, subscribe to the channel because I'll be talking a lot about the Copa America during the 2019 event. This year's Copa America will be contested by 12 teams, the 10 South American teams along with 2 invitees in Japan and Qatar. The winners and the runners-up from each group will qualify for the quarterfinals, with the best 2 third-place teams also making the cut. Out of the 10 CONMEBOL teams, 8 of those teams has lifted the Copa America title at least once, with Uruguay being the most successful, then Argentina following, and then we have Brazil. The only South American teams never to win the Copa America are Venezuela and Ecuador, but they did place 4th at least once. Japan once participated in the tournament when they made a group stage exit. This would be Qatar's first involvement in the Copa America, and the best finish by an invitee is by Mexico when they placed runners-up on 2 previous occasions. So now it's time to predict the tournament, and we will start with Group A, where we have Brazil, Bolivia, Venezuela, and Peru. So the way I'm gonna do this, I'm not gonna waste your time. I'm just gonna let you know who's gonna come first, second, third, and fourth in the group, and I will elaborate a bit on each team and why I think they will place that position in the group. So Group A, Brazil, Bolivia, Venezuela, Peru. Copa America games are not easy to predict. South American games, period. When 2 South American teams meet, it's like war. They go at each other's necks, and the game is just helter-skelter from start to finish. We don't know who's gonna come through these groups, so I'm a madman to try to predict this, but I have to do this video. So to come first in Group A, I'm gonna go for the host Brazil. Tite picked a really good squad for this team. We all know Brazil has quality every single time. I can't remember the last time when I saw a Brazilian squad I was not impressed with. But they will be without their star man and their talisman, Neymar Jr., who pulled out of the tournament with an ankle injury that he picked up, ironically, in a game versus Qatar, a friendly. So they will be without Neymar. Willian replaced Neymar, and I was surprised that Willian wasn't in the original squad. That's how deep this Brazilian team is. If you're not picking Willian, like, come on. But we have new boys like David Neres. We have Richarlison doing really well. We have Gabriel Jesus there, Roberto Firmino, old dogs like Fernandinho and Dani Alves, Miranda, Thiago Silva. The squad is deep. We have a Champions League winning goalkeeper in Alisson, a domestic trouble winning goalkeeper in Edison as well, who could hardly get a game for Brazil. So the team is looking good, and they're poised to take top spot in Group A, barring any meltdown, because we all know the Brazil team can suffer meltdowns in major tournaments. So I'm gonna go for Brazil to top Group A. The team to come in second, this is where it gets really tricky. Peru, Venezuela, Bolivia. I think it's between Peru and Venezuela here. This one is not easy to predict. The Brazil one was a bit easier, but coming in second, I'm gonna go for Peru here. Gareca is still in charge of Peru. The squad from the World Cup is still together, and we all know how impressive they were at the World Cup despite not making it out their group. They did well, they played well. So with Paulo Guerrero still there, the pre-World Cup drama is all behind him now, and he can now focus on playing for Peru. I spoke a lot about Paulo before the World Cup and during the World Cup, but now he has a chance to do something great with this team. They have a lot of talented guys: Advincula, Andre Carrillo, Jefferson Farfan, Renato Tapia, Christian Cueva, Yoshima Yutun. The team is stacked up with talent, and I think they got what it takes to come in second and make it to the quarterfinals. So I'm gonna go with Peru to come in second in Group A. Third, I'm gonna go for Venezuela. They're a very underrated team, but I know Venezuela is good. They just spanked the US men's national team 3-0. I'm not gonna really factor in how teams did in the build-up to the tournament, because you could do well in the build-up to the tournament and go to the tournament and flop, because you know, friendlies you can play 5, 6, 7 substitutes, but when it's crunch time you only have 3 at your disposal. So Venezuela, I'm not gonna act like I know the Venezuelan team ins and outs, but I know Solomon Rondon is a really good striker. He plays for Newcastle right now, and we also have Thomas Rincon, who is a veteran who has been there for quite a while, played with Juventus, now plays with Torino. The team has some very, very good players. I could remember during World Cup qualifiers, the coach brought in a lot of the under-20 players and they impressed. They were really, really good. I think they picked up a win in their final game as well. So look out for Venezuela. They could do something great and inspire a nation that's going through a bit of a turmoil right now. So I'm gonna go for Venezuela to come in third in the group. I'll let you know if they would be one of my best third place teams as well. And at the bottom of the group, I'm gonna go for Bolivia. A lot of you guys won't disagree with this one, because Bolivia is not historically a strong football team. They won the Copa America once, I think back in the 60s or 70s, but they don't have the caliber of players to challenge in major tournaments in this day and age. Most of their players play locally, and Bolivia is mostly very strong at home when they play at high altitudes, but they will be in Brazil where they will be out of their comfort zone, and I think they will struggle at the tournament and come in dead last in the group. So that's my prediction for Group A. Short and sweet: Brazil first, coming in second Peru, third Venezuela, and at the bottom of the group, eliminated Bolivia. Guys, let me know your predictions for Group A in the comment section down below. Let's move on to Group B, where we have Argentina, Paraguay, Colombia, and Qatar. Coming in first in this group, I'm gonna go for Argentina. I know it could go either way. It could go between Argentina and Colombia, or maybe even Paraguay, but Colombia and Argentina are favorites to go through from this group, first or second. But I'm gonna go for Argentina to top this group. They have a new manager in Lionel Scaloni. They have Lionel Messi there as well. They have hordes of talented players, and I think it's about time Argentina does something. I think it's about time Lionel Messi wins something with this Argentina national team. Look, Cristiano Ronaldo just won the Nations League with Portugal. So he is sending a really, really strong statement for the GOAT argument that's been going on between himself and Lionel Messi. They're both great players, but Lionel Messi has no national honors with Argentina. They have made it to 3 finals while Messi has been playing. The last 2 finals as well, losing back-to-back finals to Chile. So it's about time that they do something with their talented squad: Dybala, Aguero, Lautaro Martinez, Di Maria, and hordes of other very, very talented players I'm not listing right now. It's about time they do something. So I'm gonna go for Messi and Argentina to come in first in Group B. Coming in second in the group, I'm gonna go for Colombia. They now have the Portuguese man Carlos Queiroz in charge, of former Iranian manager. Guys, we know he loves to be defensive, and Colombia has a lot of good defenders in Zapata We have good defensive midfielders in Jefferson Lerma, and we have guys like Wilmar Barrios. The team is still very good with James Rodriguez, Duvan Zapata having a very good season with Atalanta. We also have Radamel Falcao still there. Juan Cuadrado is still there. The team is still very, very good. And I'm picking them to come in either first or second in this group. But for now, I'm going to say they're going to place runners-up behind Argentina. Third in the group, I'm going to go for Paraguay over Qatar here. It's a tricky one because Qatar are the reigning Asian champions, but I think they will be out of their element and they will be out in the deep end here, and I think they will struggle in South American conditions, to be completely honest. These are not Asian teams, these are South American teams. So I'm going to go for Paraguay to come in third under their new manager, Eduardo Berizzo. Remember, Juan Carlos Osorio was just in charge of Paraguay. He has now parted ways with the team, and I think it may affect their chances of even getting out the group. So with guys like Romero, Juan Iturbe, and Miguel Almiron in the team, along with Balbuena in the defense, I think Paraguay is a decent team, but decent enough to just come in third. And last in the group, I'm gonna pick the Asian champions Qatar under Carlos Sanchez. He has a very good team, very well-oiled, well-drilled team coming off the back of a successful Asian Cup. We have Almoez Ali, the top scorer at that tournament, Bulem Kuki. We have Hassan Al-Haidous, Akram Afif there. The team is stacked up with immense amount of talent, but I just think they're not gonna do well at this tournament. So what I want you to do, Qatar, is to prove me wrong and get out of this group and challenge for the 2019 Copa America. That will be something. And I know the Qatari team will be up for the challenge. So I'm gonna go for them to come in fourth and make an early exit, packing their bags to go back to Qatar. Guys, let me know your prediction for Group B in the comment section down below. And for the last group, Group C, where we have Ecuador, Uruguay, Chile, and Japan. This one is also another hard group to predict. Very, very difficult. Good teams in the group as well. Most of the teams are good. South American teams, they play well against each other. Rivalry is very, very strong. But we have Japan, one of the invitees in here. So how are we gonna predict this? And I said we because I want you to predict this with me. Are you predicting with me? I'm gonna ask you this right now. Are you predicting with me? If you haven't yet done so, please start. Please start. All right, Group C. Uruguay, Ecuador, Chile, Japan. Tricky, tricky, tricky. Tricky, tricky, tricky. First in the group, I'm gonna go for Uruguay. Oscar Tabarez is still there. He has been the manager for a very, very long time. I was surprised that he is still the manager after the World Cup. They had a really good World Cup campaign, and coming into the Copa America, they're one of the favorites to lift the thing. Uruguay are Copa America's most successful team. Remember that. And they're coming into this tournament in very, very good form. We have Luis Suarez, Edinson Cavani. We have Christian Stuani doing really well over there in La Liga. We have Diego Godin and Jose Maria Jimenez in the defense. Still have Muslera in goal. Very, very solid goalkeeper winning the title with Galatasaray once again in Turkey. We have Lucas Torreira putting in a very, very solid season with Arsenal, his debut season with Arsenal. And we have guys like Nandes still there. We have guys like Rodrigo Bentancur. The team is good. The team is very, very good. And I fancy them to top this group and move on to the quarterfinals. Coming in second, I'm going to cut to the chase and say the defending champions Chile are going to come second in this group under their new boss, Ronaldo Rueda. Alexis Sanchez, Arturo Vidal, Gary Medel, Juan Bocejor, we have Gonzalo Jara, we have Fuenzalida, we have Eduardo Vargas, but we don't have any Claudio Bravo. He will be a big miss at this tournament. But with their golden generation kind of fading, I think Chile are gonna come in second still. They're gonna still make it to the quarterfinals. But I'm gonna say this right now, Chile needs to start blooding new talent, because these guys, by the time you blink, they are gone. Most of these guys won't last till the 2022 World Cup if Chile does qualify. Remember, they missed the 2018 World Cup by surprise. I was really surprised that they missed it. But they would want to follow up that horrendous World Cup qualifying with a strong performance at the 2019 Copa America by possibly winning 3 in a row. Remember, no team has ever won 3 Copa Americas in a row during the Copa America era. Argentina did it in the South American Cup era, but no team has done it in the current format. So good luck to Chile, but I'm predicting them to come in second in this group. Coming in third in the group, it's where it's gonna get tricky and a bit controversial for some of you guys who don't really know what's going on. But I'm gonna say it's gonna be Ecuador under Hernan Dario Gomez, who's a very experienced manager. Remember, he was at the World Cup with Panama. And to take a team like Panama to the World Cup, that's a really good feat. He was a former manager of the Colombian national team. He had a previous stint with Ecuador, and he also had a stint with Guatemala. So with him and the Valencias, I think that Ecuador will come in third in this group. I'm going to keep it short and I'm going to keep it sweet here. Coming in last in the group, I'm going to go for Moriyasu's Japan. And the reason why I'm going to go for Japan to come in last in the group, well, I'm predicting them. Maybe they can surprise us and show us how much depth they have and how much of a big talent pool they have, because Moriyasu chose to bring an experimental squad to this tournament. Most of these players have no caps. I bet they're mostly young players who did well in the J League. But he also brought along a few experienced players with him, with the goalkeeper Kawashima, Shinji Okazaki, who has over 100 caps for Japan, and I think this might be his farewell tournament. I'm thinking he did not participate much at the Asian Cup, if he did participate at all, if I could recall, but I think this will be his farewell tournament, and that's the reason why he is taking part in this event. What do you guys think? Moriyasu also brought along Shibasaki and the very impressive young defender Tomiyasu. Also, the very impressive winger Shoya Nakajima, who missed the Asian Cup through injury, will be participating at this event. But I'm gonna go for Japan to come in last. So guys, that brings you to an end of the group phase. But before we move on to the quarterfinals, I must pick my best 2 third place finishes. I'm gonna go for the third place team from Group A, and that's gonna be Venezuela. And I'm gonna go for the third place team from Group C, which will be Ecuador. Remember, these are only my predictions. I could be very wrong. So let's move on to the quarterfinals. Let's start with the left side of the bracket first. And we will have the first place team in Group A, which is Brazil, playing the third place team from Group C in Ecuador. This is not a hard one to predict. I'm gonna go for the Seleção to get past Ecuador here and move into the semi-finals. Like, come on guys, this one is a no-brainer. Brazil at home should defeat Ecuador if they do meet in the quarterfinal. Or let's say Japan makes it through as the best third place team. I do fancy Brazil to get past Japan as well. Or even if it's Chile, who would pose a bigger threat, but they should get past a Chile as well, in my opinion at least. For the other quarterfinal fixture on the left side of the bracket, we have the second place team from Group A in Peru taking on the second place team from Group B, which will be Colombia. In this matchup, I'm gonna go for Colombia to get through here. I think they are a better side than Peru. No disrespect to the Peruvians, but I think Colombia will get past you if you do meet at the 2019 Copa America. Carlos Queiroz has the experience and he has the know-how to take a talented team like Colombia very deep in this tournament. I think Colombia are a better team than Iran, and when you have a better arsenal at your disposal, I think you will perform a lot better as a manager. Do you guys agree? So on the left side of the bracket, we will see Brazil and Colombia meeting each other in the first semi-final. But before we predict that semi-final, let's move over to the right side of the bracket to predict those 2 quarterfinal matches. We will see the first place team in Group B, which will be Argentina taking on the second place team in Group C, Chile. Argentina versus Chile. Messi versus Arturo Vidal. Teammates in Barcelona. Alexis Sanchez as well. Oh, former teammates. So we have Rueda versus Scaloni, Argentina versus Chile, the teams that played in the last two finals. So I'm predicting them to meet early in this tournament and not in the final once again. So will Chile make it 3 in a row? And this is where I'm gonna say no, they will not make it 3 in a row. Argentina will get their revenge and they will defeat Chile. They will defeat them in the 2019 Copa America if they do meet each other. So with Argentina winning, they will move on to the semi-final. Yes, I do have Argentina making it to the semi-final. So let's move on to the second quarterfinal fixture. Here we would see the first place team in Group C, which will be Uruguay, taking on the third place team in Group A in Venezuela. Uruguay versus Venezuela, I'm gonna go for Uruguay here. Oscar Tabarez and his boys Luis Suarez, Cavani will rip apart a team like Venezuela, and that is no disrespect to Venezuela, but this Uruguay defense will be really hard to break down. It will be hard to break down, and I'm not even kidding here. It will be hard to break down. This team is good. This team has depth, and they're one of the favorites to win the 2019 Copa America, and I'm predicting them to meet Argentina in the semifinal. So we will have Argentina versus Uruguay in one semifinal, and then on the other side we will have Brazil versus Colombia. It's on. It's really exciting. So let's move into the semifinal, and we are gonna get closer to who I think will win the 2019 Copa America. So let's go back to the left side of the bracket. Brazil versus Colombia. Oh man, I'm not gonna factor in a whole lot of history. I'm talking about now. Brazil without Neymar, I think they're still gonna do well. Previously, I said and I thought they would struggle, but with Willian coming into the team, I'm like, Willian is a workhorse, and the team has a lot of really good young players in Everton, and they also have David Neres, who plays left wing. I think Brazil will be all right without Neymar. I really think they will be okay. Richarlison playing really well. Gabriel Jesus, as we know, they just spanked Honduras 7-0. So this team is showing that they are in good form, and they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. They know what they are about. They would want to win the tournament on home soil, something that they have done every single time they hosted the tournament. They did not do well at the 2014 World Cup when they hosted. They won the gold medal in the Olympics they hosted. At the 2018 World Cup, they didn't do so well. They did not win it. And now they would want to win the 2019 Copa America. And they will first have to do so by getting past a team like Colombia in the semifinal and making it to the final. So they haven't made it to the final in the last two tournaments, have they? So I'm gonna go for Brazil over Colombia here. Carlos Cruz and his boys will come in just short. James Rodriguez and Falcao and Davinson Sanchez and those guys, they will come up short versus a team like Brazil here. I'm not saying that Colombia isn't capable of beating Brazil, but I'm not predicting them to do so. So Brazil will book their place into the 2019 Copa America final, and of course we know Brazil are one of the favorites to win it. So now let's move over to the right side of the bracket. Argentina versus Uruguay, and this is where it gets tricky again. It's really tricky to predict these games, but with Lionel Messi aging and his chance to win a major tournament with Argentina is running very thin, unless he plays until he's 40 and we have a really good generation of players coming through. But right now, I think it's now or never for Lionel Messi. Well, there's always next year, because the Copa America comes back again in 2020 and then the World Cup in 2022. So Argentina versus Uruguay. If they meet at the 2019 Copa America, who would win? We all know Uruguay is in really good form right now, how they played at the World Cup, but we also know Argentina is a dangerous team. They have the X factor in Lionel Messi, and if the other players rally around Lionel Messi, if the coach gets it right, Argentina will be a force to be reckoned with. So I'm gonna go for Argentina to get past Uruguay here. I know it's a surprise, but I'm gonna go for Argentina here. So it will be an Argentina versus Brazil final in the 2019 Copa America, and it's really hard to predict. It's super hard to predict. Maybe the narrative is leading towards Messi winning his first ever piece of silverware with the Argentina national team. Or maybe the narrative is leaning towards him not doing so once again. 3 consecutive finals and losing every single one of them. Guys, this one is hard. Initially, I have Argentina down to win the thing. I have them down to win the thing. And then I remembered I said that Argentina won't do it. And then I'm like, I can't be contradicting myself like this. But then we have Brazil without Neymar in the team, and he is their X factor. And then I scratched out Argentina and I put Brazil to win the thing again. So I'm really torn in between Argentina or Brazil winning the tournament. I have to pick one though. Would it be 3 times, 4 times heartbreak for Lionel Messi in the Copa America final? Guys, I think Brazil is going to win the title regardless to if Neymar is there or not. Maybe they will do it for Neymar. They will dedicate the trophy to him. He missed the tournament because of injury. And we all know the scandal that he's going through right now with Naila Trindade. So I think Brazil is going to go on to lift it. It will be heartbreak again for Lionel Messi. Or we could see a situation where Messi wins it and he lifts his first piece of silverware with Argentina. He will surely love to do so, because Cristiano Ronaldo has already won 2 major piece of silverware with Portugal. And Messi also needs to win this thing to strengthen his case for the 2019 Ballon d'Or, because Virgil van Dijk just weakened his case by losing the Nations League final with the Netherlands. So it's a tricky one to predict, but I'm gonna go for Brazil to lift the 2019 Copa America here. And we also could throw Uruguay and Colombia in the mix. So my top 4 favorite teams to win the Copa America: Argentina, Uruguay, Colombia, and Brazil. But ultimately, I'm gonna have to pick Brazil to do so. Guys, what are your predictions? Who do you have to win the 2019 Copa America? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you're new around here, consider hitting the subscribe button. Make sure you slap a fat like on the video. And in the comment section down below, let me know which team you will be rooting for at the 2019 Copa America. So thanks for watching this video, and until next time, peace out. Rich Squad!